Flair, my creative escape on a Wednesday night. Just giving a few moments for people to find me, and I'll just bear with me. Hope you're doing well. And I'm just giving fair warning that I've had a bit of trouble with the internet tonight, so it may drop out. So please just bear with me and stick with me, and it'll get back on. But it's just sometimes dropping out, I've noticed. So hope you're doing well and keeping well and have had a good week. I've had a busy week this week, the last week of holidays, and today I had lunch with a friend, and Cassidy and I went out with this friend, and we had a good time at one of our favorite cafes, where I had my coffee and cards. I haven't had it in a while, but because of COVID, but hope to start that back again. So tonight we're going to be working with the Wild Roses background stamp. So thank you for joining me today. My name is Rochelle, and I'm a Stamping Up demonstrator in Melbourne. And I'm just going to today share with you a fun way to use your background stamps. So I'll be working with the Wild Roses stamp set, and I'll flip the camera over so you can see where this stamp set is. You could have very easily missed it. It's in our mini catalog, and it is on page 30, and it's just on the bottom right of that page. So when you look at the catalog, generally our images are shown at 100% size. So what you see is what you get. Occasionally there will be something that says, like here, artwork shown at 60%. And in this little block, or in the circle there, is the actual size of the stamp. So I'll bring in the stamp. This is the stamp that I'm working with today, and it is a very quick and a really fun technique. So I hope you have fun with me. All you need is a card base and another piece of cardstock, and I'll be working with the Stamparatus today. And if you haven't seen that Stamparatus, you'll enjoy working with that, seeing me work with that today. So to start with, I have got a long piece of basic white cardstock. So I'm going to cut for ease of working with the Stamparatus. I always like to give myself a little bit, in this case a lot, but it's just some extra room to work with. So I'm going to cut this at 10.5, and then what we'll do is once we create our background, we will cut it down to size. So it's just the A4 cardstock cut in half. I'll bring in my Stamparatus. So Stamparatus is a Stampin' Up stamp positioning tool, and it comes with two of these plates. So one sits here and one sits on the side. So you can do multiple stamping images. So that's what's good. It has two magnets with it, and these are the places to keep the magnets. I've just got one at the back. I will bring that in, but I just want it not to get stuck together. So to start with, generally you would place your piece of cardstock flush right on the bottom there, right? So, but because with the background stamps, they're larger, I like to place mine a little bit out, so when you stamp you get the nice image. So that's where I'm going to place it, and I'll place one magnet up there, and then I'll bring my other magnet and I'll put that down there. Now you do need a piece of scrap paper, so it can be a copy paper, and this is something I had printed out earlier, and I'm just going to use that. So for this technique, you just need a bit of scrap paper, so probably bigger than your cardstock. And for the first part, I'm going to basically rip this in half, or it doesn't matter. You just want a torn edge. So how you do this is up to you, but just rip it towards you, and it won't be. So again, I've got one side like that, and I'm gonna stick that down there with just some washi tape, or you can put that under your magnet for extra security. And I'm just gonna put that there. Now the other one, I'm just gonna do it like that. I might even flip that around because I don't want it equal, but you could do it like that. So this gives me two options. You can cut it down, or so you can see I'm just going to trim that so it sticks at the back there. You will understand, it might not make much sense at the moment, but there is a bit of method to my madness. So who's watching with me? Let me know. Hi Sharon, hope you've had a good week, and hi Sue. So we're just going to place this. So I've got one ripped corner, so it's not matching obviously, it's just whatever I've ripped. And I'm just going to stick it down there. And now we're going to bring in our stamp. I haven't put there is an image on the back for that, but I haven't bothered it. I'm going to put my stamp there. So the Stamparatus will pick that up. And now with the Stamparatus, it is good to have, when you're inking up, just put something to make that level on the left hand side. It just gives you a better image when you ink it up. I'm going to use Pizzazz ink, and all I'm going to do is you will see how simple this technique is ink that up. It's going to give you a really cool background. And you can use background stamps as is, but it's always good to find out different ways to use it, right? And I'm going to bring that down and press it down. With the Stamparatus, it is good that you can redo it if it doesn't give you the right image or sufficient color. And I'm going to give that a bit of a press. I might stand for this. And I'm going to ink it up again because I would like it a little bit darker. So I'm using Pear Pizzazz. Of course, you can use any color you like. So when you lift this up, you're going to have this really cool thing at the back. And I'm going to cut that down to size. So I've got a Pear Pizzazz card base, and I'm stretching over because I get my cardstock, and a basic black card mat, which is 9.9 by 14.2. Therefore, I will cut this down to 9.3 by 13.6. I will just trim that down first so we get a and so we want this at 13.6, and then I want this, so you have a lot of excess. I'll just give just gonna trim a bit off each end so we get a good, right? This is a super quick card, great for doing multiple, especially with the Stamparatus. You can't go wrong. So now it's just for a sentiment I'm going to put on that. And I'm going to bring in my other plate for the Stamparatus. So you get two. You can buy extras if you wish. But if you're starting out, it's one sufficient. So I'm going to flip this way. And the stamp set I'm using for the sentiment is this Ornate Thanks. Now that's, I think that may be retiring. Not 100% sure. I'm just going to do a quick check on that. I think that's retiring. Have you checked out the clearance rack, which was refreshed, and also the, I'm not sure about that. I can't check at the moment, but I'll let you know if it's retiring. I have a funny feeling it is. So the clearance rack has been updated, and also there's a new paper pumpkin kit as well. So to assemble this is very easy card. I just wanted a really large sentiment. So I'm gonna use my, and I'm just gonna lay that down there. And we will need another mat under this because it's a photopolymer stamp, which I forgot about. So this is an additional tool that you can use with it, and it just gives you that rubber matting under, just to lift the photopolymer stamps out. So Tuxedo Black, I'm just giving the sentiment an ink up, and again I'm using this stamp case under. Right. And now I could have done both at the same time. I kind of didn't think about that. And this says, thank you. It's hard to read. It was for all you do. Right, so we'll just put that there. Gonna give my, okay, give that a bit of a clean. The shiny comes in handy when you use the Stamparatus because it's easy to clean. So I'll take that off because I don't want any watermarks on that for now. So that, keep that straight. My luck, it'll be upside down as I'm doing that. Yeah, tricky to see those photopolymer, the wording ones, but it's nice font. This stamp set. It won't transfer, but I'm just being safe. Oh, for all your help, right? For all your help. And if you wanted to make it darker, you can do that. But that's all I'm doing for the present. So I'll get in and give my stamp a clean because we're going to do another card, but it's going to be a little bit different. Same sort of technique, but a touch different. So I just wanted to show you some options with that. I think I want to stay on. Here we are. Okay. I find a black mat makes it quite striking, and it's good. All right. I'm just going to glue this onto the black. And it's a Pear Pizzazz card base, so matching my ink. No, I'm not layering it at all. you could stick that down, but I am going to put some dimensionals. So these dimensionals just pop the card up. What do you reckon? Pretty simple. And I'm just going to add some of these matte black dots. These are one of my favorites, and they're really cool. They work with a lot of projects. So we'll just add some there. There might be one here. So when you have large sentiment stamps, it's good to cover those sort of blank spaces. So that's our first card done. I'd probably just do another matte black layer there and put a white card insert. So what do you think? Now the next thing I'm going to do is same process. I'll just drop my matte black dots, but anyway, here it is. We're going to do it with 3 colors. So I'm having Bumblebee, Calypso Coral, and Merry Merlot. Merry Merlot is one color that I don't have not used a lot. I'm trying to use it a little more, but it goes well with that color scheme. So again, we're going to take a scrap piece of paper, and this time I'm just going to rip it in half. Because I don't need that part, and I only need one of this. Now I have another piece of this card, so I'll flip this over. I will just take that off for the moment to get it out of the way. Because now we're working back with the rubber stamp or the cling stamp, I'm just going to take that out. So back we're lining that up there so we get the full image of the cling stamp. And then I'm going to lay this down in the middle. You might see where I'm going with this. And just for a bit of added security, we'll just add, so it does not move. Put that down there. And make that straight. Not that it matters in the grand scheme of things, but I'll just make it straight. You like it, Sue? Yeah, super easy, isn't it? Alright, so I'm just making sure that's well and truly clean. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to take our Bumblebee. Another really easy way to add color to your projects. You might even make this a touch smaller because I don't want such a gap. So now I'm taking the Bumblebee ink pad. I'll try and move it this way. I'm just going to move it. I'm just inking up the top third of this stamp. I'm just going to lay that down. With a good press. you can see that bit hasn't gone down properly. So that's the good thing with the Stamparatus, you can fix that up. I probably should have moved it a little more, but that's good. I will do another bit on that. And it doesn't matter, don't worry that how far or anything like that. This is just to have a bit of fun with your background stamp. And it'll all work out in the end. A little more. Right. Now I'll give my stamp a clean. Just dabbing off the dampness of that. Now we'll use Calypso Coral, and I'm just going to go in the center. Now it does not matter if it overlaps, right? You can use a sponge, a blending brush or a sponge scrubber to do this, but I just found it easier, and I might even wipe off some of that. I'm just going to pick up that Calypso Coral, and it'll blend in with that Bumblebee which I stamped earlier. So I'm going to add a bit more color on that, and I don't think I inked up sufficiently. And that's the beauty of the Stamparatus. You can re-ink in different colors, and so you have a variety of uses for it. It's good for techniques like this, and it's also good. That side's refusing to do it for me. If you move it out a little bit more, you'd get a better image. I thought that would be enough, obviously not. Yeah, it's good. So next, note yourself, next time move it out a little more. I probably don't use the Stamparatus as much as I should, because it does make less wastage, because if you miss a what do you call it, when you stamp a sentiment or something and you mess up, sometimes you'll try 3-4 times and then you have to throw the piece of cardstock away. So this sort of gets rid of that issue. So now Mary Merlot, I'll just bring that up. So I'm going to go from the bottom. You're laughing with me, and this doesn't want to work for me. That's giving me grief. So there's a new catalog out, and if you want that catalog, please contact me and I'll send you a copy of the catalog. So that comes into effect May 4th. So if you're a customer of mine and have purchased from me, you will get it. But if you haven't, or if you have changed the address, let me know too. Sometimes I send it to your old address and you may have changed the address and things like that happen as well. So I'm just gonna, that bit's probably gonna get cut off, but I just want to be 100% sure this thing's gonna work. I'm getting a good press. There we go. Now let's take that off. Just close that manually. It's quite a nice color when you mix it. So you're going to get that sort of a nice background. So I'll take that off. I'll clean that up later. And now what we're going to do is bring in this. And I'll cut my cardstock back down to, again, 9.3 by 13.6. Because I've got another black mat to work with. There we go. So this is 13.6. And we'll just trim that down a touch on either side. Make sure it's right. And a touch more. I'm just trying to angle it. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So again, I've got a black mat for this card. As I said, I like black with that. It just lifts it a bit. And we will do it on a Bumblebee card base. So now to stamp the sentiment. Same deal with doing the sentiment. So I'm going to bring this way and we'll change the angle and we'll try and stamp both at the same time. So your layout's going to be a touch different on here. So we're going with the thank you. And I'll put that up a little bit. So the beauty of this is you can stamp it all together. And then again, I've forgotten my little thingy, my rubber mat. Okay. You do have to remember just for the. Can you see how strong those things are? They are strong as. So this is only because it's photopolymer stamp set. I'm just using that. Let's go with that. So thank you. And then a little sentiment. You could put the thank you straight in the middle if you wanted to. I'm just doing it like this. Alright, again I'm bringing in Tuxedo just for, and today's cards are quite simple, but it was mainly to show you some technique, what you can do with these background stamps. And I think that stamp was one of those ones that kind of would have been missed in the catalogue. So you could have chosen Calypso Coral or any of those. But I went with this, which is Bumblebee background. So try, imagine all the different backgrounds you could create. I mean, I'm sure we all have several background stamps. This one's carrying over too. Again, I'm going to pop it up on dimensionals. And just when it's a larger piece of cardstock, I like to have a few there so it doesn't droop in the middle or anything like that. You can make this more, if you're an avid stamper, just do more to it, add maybe a die cut image or something like that. I've kept that as simple as I've said today. And we'll bring in some of those dots. I'm just going to put there because I saw like a watermark there before. And we can cover that up. And maybe one there. So that's really easy card. Made quickly. You saw how quickly you could do multiples with that. And if I had just laid my stamp further to the right or my paper to the right, it would have been a little bit quicker. So those are the two, so variations. So this is the one we did with a single color, and you can see it's quite effective with the black and background. And this one is the 3 colors we did, and you can decorate it how you like and do more to it, but you don't need to as such. So I hope you have enjoyed that. If you would like a copy of our new catalog which is coming up, please let me know, and don't forget. And also I will have all these products up in the post so you can see, so you can order from it, and I'll have the host code up. If you do want to order it, you can do it online, or you can call me or message me, and I can place that order for you. Make sure you check the clearance rack. And the Bouquet of Hope Pepper Pumpkin is only available while stocks last. It is $37. You get to make 9 cards. It's got everything you need. It's got a stamping spot and embellishments and die cut images, card fronts, and everything like that in the kit. So you probably just need a clear block, and that's it. So everything's in that $37. You get 9 cards and probably have excess. Generally in those Pepper Pumpkin kits, you have excess in that to use on other projects. So thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a lovely week, and take care. Bye.